do birthday gifts and water wheels have to do with loving God? That's what we're going to find out today. So, let's go.
Before we learn about loving God, there's something really important I have to talk to you about. 1 John 4:19 says, we love him because he first loved us. That's talking about God. This verse means that we love God because he loved us first. We talked about God's love in the last episode of The Puppet Show. There's a link for that video down in the description box. But, just to review, it was my parents' anniversary, and my mom was decorating like crazy, and I was like, this is too much. Then, JD explained to me that there are different kinds of love, like romantic love. My mom and dad suffer from this. There's also the love that you have for your family, the love that you have for your friends, and then there's God's love. His love is unchanging because he never changes, and he loves us even when we don't deserve it. And we learned about what God did to show his love for us. You and me and everyone that's ever lived has a problem. And this problem is called sin. It all started when Adam and Eve chose to disobey God, go their own way, and bring sin into the world. Now everyone has the problem of sin, and it separates us from God because he is perfect and can't be around sin. But because God loved us so much, he didn't just leave us that way. Jesus, the perfect Son of God, came down to earth. But instead of being treated how he deserved, he took the punishment that we deserve for our sin. He was treated badly, made fun of, beaten, whipped, and then hung on a cross to die. And he did all of that because he loved us. Romans 5:8 says, but God demonstrates his own love towards us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. But then, 3 days later, Jesus defeated death and rose again. And because of what he did, now we have the opportunity to become God's children and no longer be separated from him. That's a choice each one of us has. You can admit that you've sinned and can't get back to God on your own. Then, choose to believe in Jesus and accept what he did for you by taking your punishment. You can watch the God's Gift video linked in the description box to learn more. So, that's how God showed his love for us.
Now we know how God showed his love for us. But how do we show our love for God? Jesus said in Mark 12:30, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. Let's go find out what this verse means and how you can do that.
Welcome to Amazing Inventions. Today, I have a water wheel here.
JD, what does a water wheel have to do with loving God?
I'm getting there. I have the cups on my water wheel labeled heart, soul, mind, and strength. Those are the different things we can love God with.
JD, that's really cool, but what does that look like?
Well, it's not about what you feel like doing. Love is a choice. It means choosing to love God above everything else. That doesn't mean you can't ever love anything else. But it means God is first. You spend time with him and get to know him better. You don't allow other people or things to become more important to you than him. To love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength is to love him with all of you. All the time. Your feelings and emotions, the things you think about, the talents and abilities he has given you. In all of those areas, rather than thinking about yourself, you're putting God first and following the things he said in his word, the Bible. Jesus said in John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. That doesn't mean obeying God to prove that you love him. It means because you love him, you want to do the things he said.
Wow, that seems like a lot. How do you love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength all the time? That seems impossible.
Yeah, it is.
Well, JD, you just told me. How am I supposed to do it then?
It's impossible to do on your own. As you can see here, if I leave my water wheel here, nothing happens. It's missing something very important. Let's go see what that is. Well, the thing my water wheel is missing is water, since it's a water wheel. But what happens when I add water? Let's find out. Wow! Look at that! It's moving now! But the wheel isn't moving itself. It's powered by the water. Our love for God isn't something we try really hard to do, and then we're able to love God like we should. Like Jojo said, it's impossible to love God completely all the time. You still have the choice of whether you will love him like you should, or choose to live selfishly. But if you're God's child, God is with you, and he will help you do what's right, including loving him. Like this water wheel is powered by water, your love for God and for others is powered by God.
God gives us the strength to love Him. But why should you love Him with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength? I have a story that can help us answer that question. So, let's go. Jake wasn't sure what to do. It was almost his dad's birthday, and he wanted to get him the perfect birthday gift. But there was a problem. Jake didn't have any money.
Oh no.
What was he going to do? As Jake was trying to come up with a plan, he got an idea. He could offer to help out with some things in exchange for the money he needed to buy his dad the best birthday present ever. So Jake went to his dad and asked if there was anything he could help out with to make some money. Jake got to work, cleaning up the yard, washing the car, and helping his dad with lots of other projects. But as his dad's birthday got closer, Jake realized he still didn't have enough money.
Oh no.
Now what would he do? Jake decided to go to the one person who he knew was always there to help him. His dad. He went to his dad and asked him if he could have some money for something important. Finally, Jake had all the money he needed.
Yoo-hoo!
He asked his parents if they could drive him to the store. He had to get something important. And there at the store, he saw it.
Wait a minute. This kid used his dad's car to get to the store so that he could use his dad's money in order to buy his dad a birthday present? It seems like his dad is getting himself a birthday present, Annie.
But you and I are kind of like Jake. As God's children, when we love God, all we can really do is give back to Him the things He's already given us. James 1:17 says, "Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights." Even our very life comes from God. He made our hearts, souls, minds, and gave us our strength. When we live for God and give Him our time, talents, or treasure, we're really only giving back to Him the things He's given to us. Just like Jake bought a gift for his dad with his dad's own money.
Oh, okay. So, what did he get his dad? Tell me it wasn't something boring like a tie.
But his dad likes ties.
Seriously?
Jake found the perfect tie, and on his dad's birthday, he gave him his gift. His dad knew how Jake had gotten the gift, but he didn't mind. His son had taken the time to give him something and show that he loved him. And God feels the same way towards us when we love Him with the things He's given us. We've been learning all about loving God, but it can be hard to love someone you don't know. So how can you get to know God better? Well, let's go to our challenge to find out. And if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the like button.
It's challenge time! The challenge I have for you today is this worksheet here that can help us learn about what God is like by looking at some of His attributes. Attributes are things that are true about God that He has revealed about Himself. First, go to the link in the description to print out the worksheet. You can also find it on our website, inthegapkids.org. Now we will explore God's Word and find out what it says about Him, starting with the fill in the blanks. Number 1 has 1 John 4:16. Let's see what that verse says. "And we have known and believed the love that God has for us. God is love." So the word that goes in the blank is love, and that will be one of the words I have to find in the word search. You can do that for each verse, and then look for each attribute you find in the word search. As you read God's Word and what it says about Him, that can help you to get to know what God is like. And you don't just have to do it with the worksheet. Anytime you read the Bible, you can be looking for what it says about God. And that's just one way you can get to know what God is like. You can share a picture of your completed worksheet with me on Facebook at In the Gap Kids, and let us know what your favorite attribute of God is.
If you enjoyed this video, you can share it with your friends so they can learn about loving God too. And don't miss next month's Puppet Show episode all about loving others. I'll see you next time. Bye!